truth, logic, common sense, that gut feeling, and yes, even a little psychoanalysis. As we are once again together, you and I. We are once again together, you and I, to discuss the Donna Adelson. It's so hard to say Donna and A for this old Southern girl. Let me say it again. Donna Adelson. Donna Adelson. I'm trying to get it down, y'all. There ain't enough bullet bourbon to get old KJ to change this old twisted up Southern tongue of mine. But I'm going to try nonetheless. Anyway, I got together with Ray's this morning for coffee. And we went over a few things that was on my mind about all this. And as always, KJ finds something that I was absolutely wrong about. I thought I had hit the jackpot that old Donna Adelson there wanted the trial date moved back because she had these Jewish holidays that she wanted to, observe and all that, and the irony of what we're going to talk about here in a few minutes, of her using religion as a weapon on Dan Markel. I thought, man, the ironicness of it, that's just crazy. But then I did what I should have done before I talked about this whole thing, and that was I looked at the legal document over this motion to move the trial back up from her attorneys. And it's still ironic, and I'll explain here in a minute, but let me just get through this and you'll understand. It says, Defendant Donna Adelson's unopposed motion to modify the final date, and we know the final date now will be September 17th. It was September 30th, and they moved it up 2 weeks, but listen up. On February 16th of 2024, this court entered an order setting court proceeding dates and procedures, which calls for jury selection and trial to commence on September 30th of 2024, with the pre-trial hearing occurring on September 12th of 2024. Now here it is, y'all. This year, the Jewish holidays of Rosh Hashanah, and please forgive me if I'm not pronouncing these properly or whatever, it's best I can do, y'all. Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which undersigned counsel, which is Dan Rashbaum and his crew there, observes. It doesn't say which Donna Adelson observes. It talks about this is the lawyers here for her are observing these two holidays, which fall on October 2nd and 3rd and October 11th, 12th, respectively. As a result, Mrs. Adelson respectfully requests that the court modify the trial date so that it commences 2 weeks earlier, with the pre-trial hearing date adjusted accordingly. So I was wrong about it. I thought Donna had requested that because she wanted to get her damn ass out of jail quicker because she thought she was going to be found not guilty, and she just hates being in jail and all this, and she wants to use this whole idea that she's Jewish and she has these Jewish holidays that she wants to observe. But it wasn't for her. It was for her attorneys. Now, just to kind of give you an idea of why this is happening, I mean, I could sit here and say, well, maybe Dan Rashbaum, the attorney for Donna Adelson, wants to, make it look like that, that this is important to her or something. That's what I originally thought. But then I really looked, like I should have looked, to see what these holidays really were. And I'm always fascinated in other religions. Y'all, I'm a sinner saved by grace through Jesus Christ. But there are all kinds of religions all over the world, and I am definitely curious about it. Rosh Hashanah is the new year in Judaism. It's a new year for the Jewish people. Okay, most of us think a new year is January 1st of whatever, The bottom line is this is a new year for them. And I thought, okay, Dan Rashbaum, he's Jewish. This is a new year for him. The biblical name for this holiday is Yom Teruah. It is the first of the high holy days as specified by Leviticus chapter 23, verses 23 through 25, that occur in the late summer, early autumn of the northern hemisphere. Rosh Hashanah is a celebration of the creation of the world and marks making a fresh start. It is a holy day on which Jewish people are not expected to work. Instead, it is a time for them to reflect on the past year and ask for forgiveness for anything wrong they might have done. Now, that was that one. Now, Yom Kippur is the most solemn of the Jewish religious holidays, when Jews seek to expiate their sins and achieve reconciliation with God. It concludes the 10 days of repentance that begin with Rosh Hashanah on the first day of Tishri. Now, again, I apologize if I'm not saying that correctly. It's the best I can do. But ultimately, Dan Rashbaum is asking the court to move this up 2 weeks for Donna Adelson because he's her attorney, and one of those holidays they're not required to work. And so the judge acquiesces and moves it back to September 17th. But with that being said, you know what's interesting about it is this email that we're going to go through, where Donna has got this plan of action for Wendy. She's already lost relocation to South Florida near Donna and Harvey and Charlie. The bottom line is she is saying stuff in her emails that's pretty much shitting all over the belief system of the Jewish holidays and everything. In fact, Donna Adelson is saying it's indoctrination and talking all this stuff about how, his Jewish beliefs and his Jewish religion and all that is just pathetic and all this other stuff. And yet her own attorney observes the religious aspects and observations of holy Jewish days. Isn't that just ironic? And Donna Adelson has to know that her attorney has requested this. And really, ultimately, it goes to show you the neutrality that the defense attorney has to have. Because could you imagine being, in a religion where you are very, very serious about observing your religion and everything, and yet your client has done nothing but degrade and say bad things about what you believe? It just goes to show you that Dan Rashbaum has his hands full. Now, this morning we talked about this weaponization of religion. And as many of the Rays know, there isn't a better example of that than the Lori and Chad Daybell trial. They absolutely weaponized religion in order to murder innocent lives, endorse and espousing religious beliefs for the purpose of murder. Well, Donna, she ultimately helps the hitmen by helping Charlie, and this is alleged, right? But we all know different. She wants Dan Markell out of the picture. She's not getting her way. She's been trying to do this domestic coordinating shit with her daughter Wendy to try to get Wendy to do whatever she can to make Dan Markell change his mind about relocation. And so it is that through all of this, the ironic nature of her and what she does, specifically in the email that I'm fixing to read to y'all, it's just incredible. It's just crazy. But we're going to go into this email. Again, keep that phrase in there, the weaponization of religion, in mind. And what a person will do, they'll go for the most pathetic, disgusting way of getting their way. And in this case, Donna Adelson went for the jugular because she knew Dan Markell did have a strong Jewish belief. As many of y'all recall, Dan Markell was murdered on July the 19th of 2014. This again is a year before. This is the seething venom of Donna Adelson to her daughter, which was June the 25th of 2013. Email. The subject reads, "Please read. Very important," says Donna. And this is Donna to Wendy, right? "Hi, honey. Okay. Just like it says on your necklace, never, never, never give up. It's time for action. It's time to take control of your life and not let Jibbers think he's just won anything by having you remain in Tallahassee, 8 hours away from the only family you have, and lose out on what will be a job that will afford you and your children advantages that will never otherwise, you will ever otherwise be able to enjoy. Now let's stop there. This woman doesn't even stop to think that this is a sad situation. The divorce is sad. The situation on the 50-50 custody of her grandchildren. She looks at this as winning and losing. She don't look at it as something terrible that's got to be weeded through somehow, some way. She wants a victory, and she's going after Dan Markell. Let's show this fucker what will make him absolutely miserable. You know his weak points: money, religion, control. You have 5 weeks before your court date. I know you have a job that keeps you very busy. However, the rest of your life, and consequently Dad's, mine, and yes, even Charlie's, will be affected by how well you can perform and act before July 31st. Now, let's again stop. When Donna Adelson says to her daughter Wendy in this email that Dan Markell's weak points is money, religion, and control, well, isn't that, just absolutely, Donna might as well have a mirror right up to her freaking face. Not only did Donna want to use money, I mean, at some point she's talking about $1 million settlement split 3 ways between her, Charlie, and Wendy, $333,000 apiece to try to bribe Dan Markell to let Wendy relocate. I mean, it's always been about money for Donna. So, and then we talk about religion. Well, I'm sitting here right now fixing to demonstrate to you how she uses religion and what she thinks of religion. How she is taking this religion of Dan Markell and wanting to turn it on its head and use it against him to make him miserable, to change his mind. And obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out Donna Adelson is a control freak. She's controlled every aspect of her children's lives. I'm sure it was not a fun thing for old Harvey boy, her husband, to have to live with this wench for all these years. Control, control, control. You have 5 weeks before the court date. So she's like, Wendy Adelson doesn't know where she stands. She doesn't know that she's got 5 weeks. You can be a good actress, says Donna to Wendy, when you want to. I've seen you in action. You need to put on the performance of your life. Jibbers hasn't beaten the Adelson family yet, y'all. I'm going to get that name. Adelson. You have a very strong family behind you. Just remember that. Dad and I have done everything we could try to do to help you for the last 10 months. Now it's time to help yourself. We believe that you will be able to make this happen if you can put these actions before everything else this next month. And you know that you've only got the kids a limited number of days to do this. We believe that Jibbers will be saying, stop this. And you'll be telling him, you wanted me in Tallahassee. My children are going to fit in this Bible Belt. They're going to church every time I have them. I'm having them privately tutored at home to get them caught up for the Sunday school classes that I've registered them in for fall. The class time coincides with the service I'll be attending. Tell them that you've got a new outlook on life and a new hope, and you'd like to go to heaven. Perhaps he would like to join you in the Boys for Church. Here again we have Donna Adelson speaking in the first person like she's telling Wendy, this is what you say to him. And folks, it is very, very just disturbing that she wants to talk about Wendy being an excellent actress and she's seen her in action. I mean, could you imagine saying something like that to your son or your daughter? I mean, Wendy's reading this, possibly thinking, well, Mom is sitting here thinking I'm fake and that I'm just acting through my life and stuff. I mean, it's so pathetic, y'all. So Donna now, she's going to lay out the plan of action. And you've got to stop and ask yourself, how long did it take her sitting there with those wheels turning in her head to come up with this plan? And how this is going to really, really end up in a V for victory for the Adelson family. On the email, it says plan of action. Number 1. Take photo of boys dressed nicely, standing at the front door or by the sign of a Tallahassee church. Then change your Facebook status photo to this one so everyone will see this. Perhaps under the photo with new beginnings in Tallahassee might be nice. Within minutes, Gibbers should either see this or will be getting calls from his friends, acquaintances about this. How happy do you think he will be? Now, think about that, y'all. If, in fact, Wendy would have followed Donna's instructions, and here Dan Markell, he's Jewish, he's a legal scholar, he's a professor at the law school there at Florida State, and obviously, y'all, he's got friends, I'm sure, that are in the Jewish community, how this would have looked, how it would have embarrassed Dan Markell. I mean, in the position and what he was having to deal with in terms of his livelihood and the career. And on the flip side of that, Donna wants Wendy to do this knowing that everybody else knows that Wendy's Jewish. And Donna's got her best interests at heart in terms of Wendy's career by posting publicly something like this that obviously isn't true, that would be frowned upon in their circle of friends and acquaintances and colleagues. She doesn't care how Wendy's going to look. All she sees is, I'm going for the jugular. I'm going to get Wendy to do this. Number 2, make arrangements to get the boys caught up with a private tutor, a teenage Catholic church member who will come to the house to teach the young men about Jesus. If you don't have time to arrange for this to happen, I will happily do it for you. She or he will serve as a good babysitter assistant for you while you're preparing dinner, etc. So basically, Donna's letting Wendy know, hey, if you ain't got time to do what I'm asking you to do, I'll find somebody. And obviously, y'all, she said earlier that her and her husband had been supporting Wendy for 10 months. You already know she paid legal fees. She done all the trips back and forth. Harvey's jumping on a plane every time to go see his children there. She's gaslighting Wendy about, we're having a loss of income here and all that. And yet here she is wanting to hire somebody to be a babysitter assistant that's in the Catholic religion so Dan Markell could lose his mind. Number 3, let Gibbers know that your children will be baptized in the Catholic Church, and you'll certainly invite him to the event. Let him know that the Catholic Church is a big part of your life now with the boys, and you'd like him to be part of it. As long as he wants you to remain in Tallahassee, the boys will be involved with you in a church-related activities and ceremonies. Let him get used to it. I've already checked this out, and baptism can be arranged within 2 weeks. We can send out invites to Gibbers, his parents, sister, and anyone else you want to invite. Now, it's one thing for Donna to shit all over Dan Markell's Jewish faith and all that. It's another, in terms of weaponization of religion, she doesn't give a rat's ass about the Catholic religion either. And folks, don't get me wrong, there are agnostic, atheists, there's all kinds of religions out here, and people think what they think of other people's religions or their non-religions or their non-beliefs. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about not giving a crap that people have their own faith beliefs, and to do that, to set up or want to set up a scenario that She herself said she could arrange a baptism within 2 weeks. Think about that. Think about members in the Catholic Church that open their arms to Wendy and her 2 children, thinking these children are coming into the Catholic Church. And it's all just an act by Donna Adelson to get control, to use religion as a weapon. And it's just disgusting. Number 4, I'm looking into summer camp programs for the boys. We will pay for it, even if the boys end up going only the few days that they're in Tallahassee on the days you have them prior to the hearing. So not only does Donna Adelson let Wendy know that she's looked into Catholic babysitter assistance. She knows all about that it can take only 2 weeks to get a baptism scheduled through the Catholic Church. This is Donna Adelson's mindset. Now she's saying she's already looked into summer camps of different religion, and that she'll pay for it and all this and that. Y'all, this woman is sick. She is sick. Number 5, register them for toddler classes at church. I've looked into this, and even if they don't go, we can show Jibbers that they are enrolled for the fall semester. So again, she's not only telling Wendy that she has checked into all this, something absolutely wanted to be played out in Donna's plan here in her own mind that this would work, and she doesn't even stop to think how this could affect those children, her grandchildren. She doesn't say anything in there about, they're young and maybe they won't remember anything like that. She does not care. She does not care. All she wants is what she wants. Then she says, and in capital letters there, y'all, and you cannot tell anyone that this is an act. Somehow it will get back to Jibbers. So it's like Donna's like, you can't tell anyone this is an act, because Jibbers is going to find out. It's not about don't tell anyone this is an act, because you're going to be shitting all over and disrespecting people in the Catholic Church or these summer camps or anything like that, or even lying to someone who's going to come in as a Catholic babysitter to help Wendy. It's pathetic. Then all in bold, she says, take control from him. Get to him psychologically. He's going to want you to stop this. And Donna can shit in one hand and hope in the other, because Dan Markell, if Wendy would have listened to her mom about this, you talking about filing some motions, Dan Markell would have went to town, and any judge in their right mind would see that this is a ploy. Wendy, you've been through a very difficult year. You had to make a huge decision. You did that. It was the right decision. Now you have one final opportunity to make him angry. One final opportunity to make Dan Markell angry. Folks, the bottom line is it was Donna that helped Wendy look through this Jewish weddings, dating site or whatever. And she was the one that helped Wendy pick Dan Markell. And now here she is trying to destroy him just so she can get her way. We want him ticked off so he realizes that he could lose control over his kids. We plan to make a financial offer to him to allow this relocation. You need to work this plan and we'll help you through it so that it may affect how much we will offer him. So what Donna's saying is get him pissed off, hurt him, get at him psychologically, make him upset, make him miserable. And hey, by the way, another plus is if he gets so upset, maybe we can get it at a cheaper price. Maybe he'd be willing to let you relocate if he knew his children would attend a private Hebrew academy like Donna Klein in Boca. Or perhaps he'd like them to invite him to a Christmas party at their other Sunday school. So Donna wants Wendy to give Dan Markell one of two options. You either let the kids relocate down here in South Florida near Grandma and Grandpa and Uncle Charlie there, or and we'll put them in a really good, high-dollar Hebrew school, or he can see them go to their other Sunday school class. You have a little over 3 weeks till mediation. And the mediation being about schooling, about other decision-making things that parents have to do. This was not about Wendy doing this so that the judge would change their mind about relocation. That decision had already been made. And Donna's stupid enough to think that Dan Markle, who knows the ins and outs of legality, isn't going to keep fighting, especially if Wendy pisses him off. Let's get this going now. I know you would never want to think that you didn't do absolutely everything you could to try to come down to your family. And I'll tell you what, that is absolutely the banner, the poster child. Donna doing everything she could to get Wendy to do something that was crazy and outrageous. And that everything that they could to get that relocation ultimately ended up to be hiring hitmen. Between living down here and having a job that will give your children the lifestyle they deserve, your life now and for sure in the future will be significantly better. Gary told us that he is not going to hire anyone until after your court hearing and after we try to make a financial offer to Jibbers. So that tells me that whoever Gary is, he's the one that would be hiring Wendy. This isn't Wendy going out here in the world, but she's been to college. She's got experience as a professor. Her getting her own damn job. It seems to me that Wendy's parents has talked to this potential future employer saying, hey, hold off. Just give us a little more time. Wendy will be down here relocated. How can that make Wendy feel knowing her parents have talked to maybe her potential boss? It's sad, y'all. But maybe Wendy's used to it. I mean, her mother and father helped her pick her husband. I'm sure the domestic coordinator there, all the way back when she was a little girl, picking her playmates, picking her activities, making sure, cracking the whip on, being number one in your class and all that stuff. Give me a break. We don't want Danny to continue his religious influence over these children any more than what he's already done. And I just can't help but think about Dan Rashbaum wanting to observe his Jewish holidays there, how he thinks that that's, something that's important to him. And here his client is saying these things in the email. And make no mistake, just as in Charlie Adelson's trial, these emails are going to be front and center. And the jury's going to get to hear how venomous and disgusting Donna Adelson is. If he keeps this up and they won't want to eat in your non-kosher home, and if they see you don't want to attend their shul functions, you will be the outsider. As they get older and more involved under Jibber's religious influence, they will be able to request which parent they want to live with. Don't allow Jibbers to have this power and control over them. Then in reality, he's going to have the same control over you. What did Donna expect? This guy was Harvard trained. He was Jewish. Did Wendy not think that Dan Markell, her future husband, was going to go to the synagogue, that he was not going to have any religious beliefs at all? And really, is it wrong because Wendy's Jewish that she doesn't want a kosher home? That she doesn't want to go that far into the religion? No, there's nothing wrong with that. But most importantly of all, y'all, this had been done since these children, Wendy had already put it in paperwork that my first son started getting taken to synagogue and my second son had. She knew that this was important to Dan Markell. Dad and I have changed our lives this year to support and assist you and the boys in every possible way. Here we go again. And it's laced throughout these emails, folks. Donna Adelson gaslit her daughter left and right, reminding her daughter how much money they've spent, the things they've done for Donna, that Donna did for Wendy. Charlie has accepted the loss in the office business income for us to do this because he loves you and wants only the best possible future for you. Now, let's just stop there. What does this mean? Now, let's just look at this. Charlie has accepted the loss in the office business income for us, meaning the Adelson family, to do this. What does this mean? To do what? For Wendy to divorce Dan Markel? Because he loves you and wants only the best possible future for you. It's time for you to show us that you can put on the performance of your life for the next few weeks. Please call us after you read this. We're waiting to talk to you. If you have any other ideas to make a last chance for relocation happen, please let us know. We send this letter with our love and only the best intentions, Mom and Dad. Now, how about this? How about this? She signs it, our only love and best intentions. There's no love in anything that Donna Adelson is asking Wendy to do. There's no love in that at all. Not for Wendy and not for those grandchildren. Nothing. To make those grandchildren go through a fake baptism, or make the children think, what am I standing outside of this church in this outfit so Mama can take a picture? Or any of these ideas that Donna Adelson had. That's not love, and it sure as hell ain't best intentions. Best intentions being, we want you, Wendy, and the kids to come down here because, number one, Wendy, that's what you want to do, because you want to get the hell out of backwards ass Tallahassee, and we just want what you want. Give me a break, y'all. It's sad. It's pathetic. The weaponization of religion. Dan Rashbaum will observe his Jewish religious holidays there. And I guarantee you, as he is not going to work on one of those days, and it being the beginning of Judaism's year there, and the whole 10 days of repentance, Donna Adelson will be sitting in a jail cell waiting to go to her prison, because that's where she's headed. And, if anybody needs to observe this Jewish holiday, it's Donna Adelson, being the Jewish woman she is, to repent and ask God to forgive her for what she did and what she asked Wendy to do, what would have happened if Wendy would have done it and hurt those grandchildren mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And most importantly, Donna Adelson helping Charlie Adelson hire a hitman to murder Dan Markel. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Friday, we will talk again on the last email from hell. That's email number 3. And be looking for Coffee with KJ, all right? Leave your comments, because I want to know what you think. And with that said, have a great day and keep on looking.